Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Reed, and I am a appliance technician here to give you information on commercial appliances and help guide you through everything, give you information on what's happening out there, commercial laundry, what's happening out there in grocery, laundry. Oh, yeah, I said laundry already. All aspects of commercial appliance repair. No, okay. Hold on one second. Hold on, I hear there's an echo. Let's see what we got here. The echo. Are you hearing the echo? All right. Hey, Frank, it's just my name. It's Mike. mikepreed@hotmail.com. So you got to let me know what you want. I also have, yeah, it's just my name, mikepreed@hotmail.com. I don't know if you have any of these, Frank. So I got these. These are brand new, the Hoshizaki guidebook. So this is yours if you want it. Oh, there's still an echo. All right, everybody, hold on 1 second. Let me remove this and add it. All right, what about now? Is there an echo? Hey, it's your birthday. 63 Apollo. What's happening? Can you guys hear me at all? Sorry about this delay. But yeah, Frank, I got a bunch. I got these are some of my own personal stuff. I got the condensed version. So it's got all your pressure guides, what your pressures of what your pressures are supposed to be for each older style unit. I know you guys can't see. All right, let me see what you guys say about this echo. Oh, okay. All right. That's even better. Yeah, I can give you, like I said, these are brand new. They still have the needle in the back. And for you guys that don't know, this is the gauge needle that you put inside the nugget machines to see if they're still within tolerance. Yeah, 63 Impala, happy birthday. All right, and then like I said, Frank, I got these for you. I got these for you as well if you need them. And then I got a bunch of schematics and training on champion dishwashers, Michael, the whole nine. For all you out there, Frank is the #1 contributor to the show. Without Frank, you know, it probably wouldn't even be a show. All right. I'm gonna get to your question. Let me see here. Jacob, who had the question? Who had the question here? Let me see here. Yeah, it was Jacob. What the hell? We'll get to Jacob's question and then we'll touch on I'm trying to find my stuff. Then we'll touch on these the green grocer. So there's an item here that I want to talk to you guys about. I don't know if you've ever considered this situation. All right, so it's a Vulcan range, 72-inch stainless steel. How do you install the safety valve and the tubing? There is no specific tool. So the safety valve, the Vulcan, I believe that's going to be down at the bottom. Vulcan is a pain in the you know what. Hey man, I appreciate that. Are you guys still getting the echo? I took them both out. I'm just doing one. All right, we'll do this. On that Vulcan, let me see what I can pull up here. I had all set for talk to you guys about that one, but we will get to the Vulcan. Thank you now. Pull that up. Yeah, we on the commercial side there's no damn still. All right, on the commercial side we don't have that many specialty tools. That's a gimmicky residential type of deal. I am going to take this off. All right. So, Jacob, you say you're still learning? Yeah, no, you're not blowing up the chat. I wanted to show everybody what this is. He's talking about the gas valve at the bottom. And what you have to do is you have to hold the gas valve in. The whole time you're holding the gas valve in, it is allowing gas to go by the pilot, by the thermocouple. And then while you're doing that, you're lighting the thermocouple, and then you're actually holding it down, the red button. You're holding it down until the thermocouple develops a high enough millivolt charge to keep the gas valve open. Then you let go. So whenever you're doing that, always change the thermocouple and the valve. You want to do it all in a kit. And so there is nothing. You just have to take everything apart, the whole front. You got to take that all off. You got to take that off just to change it. So as you can see, there are quite a few different style of valves, and they change depending on when the unit was made. So yeah, that model number is just part of it. It actually goes according to when that sucker was made. All right, so let me go back to the chat. Let me see where you're at. All right, so yeah, it's not blowing it up. It's not blowing it up. Don't worry about it. Damn, it's still let that go. What the hell? That is, it is all. There's always something. Sorry, guys. It is always something. You know what? I think I know what might be going on. Yeah, it's always something. So, all right, got the couple two. All right, let me show you what I'm looking at. Let's go over the other stuff. All right, call me when. What's the best next step to get commercial work coming in? Onera Group is maxed out. Yeah, ooh, you're in South Florida. Yeah, South Florida is a tough one. All right. To get commercial work, let me make this clear. Let me do this one. This is not residential. Do not ever think that you're going to get these magical phone calls. That's a residential thing that does not exist on the commercial side. That does not exist on the commercial side. There's no scenario in which you're going to have Frank. There's no scenario where you're gonna at this level in the game, you're gonna have something and it's just gonna be a bunch of phone calls. That's residential, that's not commercial. On commercial, you have to do the work. You're gonna actually have to go to clients and you have to present your information. Mel, what's happening? Yeah, I know. I ended up having to take Bluetooth off altogether. I don't even know why I had these in my damn ear. I had to take Bluetooth off altogether. So the sound is probably not all that great. No, it was probably me. It was probably me too. So, and like I tell Mel, and like I tell quite a few other people, you actually have to go out. You have to go out and you have to present yourself to the customer, tell them what you could do, walk the property. So if it's a retirement home, you're going to need to go with the maintenance manager and then walk through the property and go over what piece of equipment you are willing to tackle for them. That is what you got to do. All right. So if we're not having an echo anymore, I think I lost my Bluetooth. So that is what you need to do. So that's a good example with the retirement homes. You must go and walk the place. Say if it is what is the drink place that they put the smoothies in there? Smoothie King. So you're going to Smoothie King. You're going to make the arrangements to when you go up to the counter and hopefully you get a manager. You say, hey, look, I clean the ice machines. You mind if I take a look at your machine? They're only ever going to have a Hoshizaki. That's all they're going to have there. They're going to allow you to go back there. You take the front cover off. You're going to take a look behind it. And you're going to want to see what conditions it's in. And that way you know what you're getting into. And you start that conversation with them. What every Smoothie King is supposed to have is every Smoothie King is supposed to have true refrigeration. They're supposed to have a Hoshizaki ice machine. And then for the freezer, they're supposed to have like a master built ice cream freezer. And then, of course, they'll have 2 Vitamix, some places as many as 4 or 6 Vitamix blenders. Now, that is what you do. You're not going to end up in a situation with commercial where people are going to call you at this level. They're not going to call you. If you go in and look at the servicers that are there are relatively few on the list. Service providers such as myself that is on a manufacturer's call list where customers can browse through, put in their zip code and get a list of service providers. We get calls. Nobody else gets calls. That's just how it is. That's why you want to get on the list. Let me show you. And then I don't know why these people did this. I mean, they went back to some old stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do Hoshizaki. And I'll show you. Let me do this. And so while we're searching this, yeah, the just to touch back on that Vulcan, yeah, you're going to have to take the knobs off. Then you're going to have to take the screws that are holding the front panel. You're going to have to take that off. Let me see what you guys are looking at. Make sure you guys are seeing. Nope, you guys aren't seeing that. Here we go. And don't be afraid to put other questions or other things in the chat. You're not hijacking the chat. Everybody is learning from your questions. Oh, there it is. Locate distributor. Locate service rep. That's what we want. Locate service rep. So for me, you put in locate service rep. You do 77006. I hit search, HIS mechanical, and then you see read appliance. So in a situation like this, you will get, I'll get calls. I'll get calls with that. So it's me, Cooler Zinc, and you see, I'm the only independent. Everybody else is a large company. So, but I'm the brat of my market. That's me right there. I basically do what I want. So as you see, I will get calls. I'm on the list. I'm right there. People are going to call me. I fielded about easily 15 calls today, mainly isomatic. They were all horrible calls, but I fielded at least 15 calls. All right, let me go over some of these. All right, let's see here. All right, you're talking about your 2 windows. Hoshizaki is never full. Ooh, isomatic is coming, Jacob. That's nice. Hoshizaki is never full. Let me explain something to you all about ice machines, which is why I suggest ice machines. Ice machines are everywhere. The only places that aren't suggested to have ice machines are donut shops and pizzerias. And of course, Mod Pizza has an ice machine. And here we have a chain called Shipley's. So they have donuts. I mean, they have ice machines. But it's the yeast and the flour and everything that gets in the ice machine and causes all kind of drama. Other than that, everybody has them. The ice machines need to be cleaned on a quarterly basis, especially if it's a place like a Mod Pizza or something like that. They really need to be cleaned quite often because they do build up mold. That stuff ends up in the machines. I have plenty of pictures from the other stuff. But this is the only time you will ever have a situation where you're going to get a number of calls. So I get a number of calls. I get calls from builders. Oh, and that's another thing I want to do not let me forget, because I know you guys are going to hold me to this. Please remind me. I want to tell you guys about the builder section of the business. I've always been getting bombarded with solicitation for new construction. So don't let me forget. So if a little time goes by and I don't touch on it, bring me back. So yeah, Hoshizaki's got a number of technicians here, but I don't have time to take on a new Hoshizaki. I don't have time. You see these people here, and they have their own clients. When someone calls you, you practically swear at them for calling you. You're like, hey, I do not have time for this. And it, just I mean, it's just going down. I mean, that's quite a few people. But if you were to call these people, they don't have time for you. I'll give you an example. I had Air Liquide. Air Liquide had, well, not had, they still do. They have 15 Hoshizaki water and ice machines. Yeah, I know that is what they say. It took me, Jacob, it took me 3 years to get listed with Hoshizaki. This is not going to be quick. This is not going to be easy. All right, warranty wise. Yeah, Sue. Yeah, you emailed Sue. Ice makers are the easiest way to get in. They are. They are the easiest. Ice makers are the easiest way to get in. What the HVAC guys do is in the off season, they work on ice machines. And so the minute the temperature goes sky high, they drop ice machines and they go work on their AC and they make, $20,000 a day. You can think I'm joking, but it's quite literally $20,000 a day, which is why they have their freaking palaces, their beautiful $100,000 service trucks and whatnot. So let me touch on this real quick. I'm going to stop saying touch on. But anyway, that's the situation I'm in. I'm on the list. I am on the list. So for the kingdoms, let me present this to you. These are what you're looking at. What you're looking at are kingdoms. Every single one of these red dots is you're looking at a monarch right there. You're looking at a king of their own lands, basically. So the easiest way to me to do it is like, yeah, a king with knights, and then you got your freaking serfs. So we all have our clients. Yeah, this is not going to be quick. None of this is going to be quick for you all, which is why it's no problem for me to show you this, because this is not easy. This is not easy at all to get there. I am giving you all people to contact. Think about this. I'm giving you people to contact. I'm giving you names, email addresses, phone numbers, and you're still not getting traction. Some of you, are getting on, but for the most part, you're still not getting traction. And let me touch on this. Please, in the theme of kingdoms, you gotta stop telling people, oh yeah, Mike Reed's friend, and he told me to call you. All that does is that initiates a verification process. What happens is this: you call up, and so you're mentioning my name. The first thing they have to do is they call me. They say, hey, this person said they're your friend. Is this person your friend? The process goes like, if I'm the king and you're a knight, unless I give you your own domain, you will not have it. That is just how it is. So when people are constantly telling you, oh, if you go work for somebody, you've essentially screwed yourself. You go work for one of these kings, you're now under their thumb. So if you mention my name, they are going to call me and say, hey, someone said they were your friend. What they're really saying is it okay for us to offer them service work? If I say no, then they're not going to give you anything. So you got to go across, not as my friend, but hey, I saw Mike Reed's video on YouTube, and it mentioned you guys. And so he said he prepared me for how your business works and told me to call, that kind of thing. But if you say you're a friend, all the manufacturer think is that you work for me and you're trying to get your own thing established. They will not allow that to happen. If you work for me, don't think you're going to work for me and then go out and work for Frymaster and Ultra Fryer, Henny Penny, Hoshizaki. It's not going to work. They're going to vet you. They're going to call whatever service providers are in that area and see if it's okay to even bring you in. There are so few people that get brought in, which is why I say get your training, get out there, get known. If you're known and if you get a good reputation, the manufacturers will eventually find you. No one wants to bring on problems. So just know that this is a series of kingdoms. These people that I'm telling you about, these people that are already in your areas, they have their own vassal states. They have their own territories. And I'm actually circumventing that whole system by bringing you all in on this type of thing. So I'm he who shall not be named, but the best thing to do, go to the training classes, the same training classes that these people are telling you that are boring, same training classes that they say they fall asleep in. If you listen to what they just said, they went to the training class. If you listen to what they just said, they go every single year, but they're telling you not to go. They're telling you not to go. Yeah, Derek, what's happening, man? Yeah, I'm from Chicago. Me and my father, we carved out our own niche, and that was from back in the 90s. So because Chicago's so segregated, none of the other service providers would even take care of any black restaurants, or on the residential side, any like black neighborhoods. So we had our run on the place, and that's how we got going, is that we took care of those that others would not. And we came in at a time where things were simpler. I say this over and over again. Refrigerators had like 5 parts. They had 5 components to them. I mean, they weren't even, when I first came into business, they weren't even automatic defrost. Automatic defrost was an accessory. That was something you had to pay for. That was an additional thing. When I came into the business, appliances were green, brown, black, yellow, harvest gold, almond. Stainless steel didn't get to be a thing until the very late 90s. Late 90s. Let's see here. Derek, I don't have your email address. Unless you sent it on Instagram, and I haven't checked. I haven't checked lately. All right. Now, Jacob, yes, I go the extra mile for my customers. I'm in such a market where I do everything for my client. There is no reason. Money is not the factor. Money is not the deciding factor on commercial. It's how you take care of your customer. My customers can depend on me to take care of their health department issues. If anybody saw the Instagram video, I think that was today, or the other day, where I had the refrigerator, that was because the health department came out and hit that unit. No one else would take care of them. In a way, were they my client? Yes. Had I ever been out to them before? No. Once again, I'm really tied in, and I'm going to teach you about this further into the game. I'm going to teach you about this kind of stuff, but I am, for lack of a better term, plugged with the dealers in my market. And so the dealers will, on the commercial side, they will outfit an entire location. So in this particular location, all the refrigerators came from the dealer that I deal with. The dishwasher came from them. I mean, everything except for the coffee machine. Uh, I don't know. No, it wasn't a Slayer. I think the Dutch one. Everything comes from my dealer. The first time they have a problem, they call the dealer. The dealer in turn calls me and say, "Hey, Mike, could you please go out to our customer? They're having a problem." And sometimes if I don't like the way the owner talks, I might push them off a little bit. It got so bad, like I said, that no one would go out to them. The health department came out, red tagged the unit. And so I finally came out today and finished that up. I know you guys saw me yesterday. I ran out of time. I brazed in the new evaporator, did a leak check, pressurized the system, came back today and finished the job. It was an R290 unit, and it was a Blue Air, I believe. But anyway, so once you get the training and you go out into the field, you get in touch with some of these dealers that I've been trying to show you guys. You get in touch with some of the dealers in your area, in your immediate area. The distributors and the dealers. Distributors are different than dealers. You get in touch with the distributors, especially the parts distributors, and especially the manufacturer distributors. Like in my area, I have Baker that deals with Manitowoc. I don't get along with Baker. Baker sends a ton of work to my competitors. My Manitowoc work comes from the dealers. So I take care of a lot of dealers. Aloha, what's happening? Hey, Aloha, I got a Hawaii call today. Was that you? I don't advertise, Aloha. Advertising is absolutely positively useless on the commercial side. The form of advertising that I use is I have my packets together, and my packets are tailor-made for my clients. Okay. Yeah, I had a Hawaii call today. I thought I was going to answer it. I thought that might have been you. I was like, man, I know somebody in Hawaii. So you do not advertise like you do for residential. There is, see, Honolulu. I got a call from Honolulu. I was like, oh, maybe that's Aloha. Anyway, the equipment is handled the same. Just like Jacob was asking me about the Vulcan, you're going to fix that Vulcan range the same way. Oh, okay. You're going to fix that. You're going to fix that Vulcan range the same way that you would a Blue Star, same way that you would a 5-star range, a Capital range, same way you would, and please forgive me for saying such a word, but Premier. It's the same way you would fix a Premier range. You know, you're going to take off all the screws and everything. There's nothing hidden. Everything is exposed. Everything is out there. You're going to take off the knobs. You don't have to take off the bezel. There's no bezel. And then you're going to take off the screws on the side. You're going to take the panels off. Everything is exposed. Everything is exposed. And then you're going to start to take, I don't have any small ones with me. You're going to take some small wrenches and you're going to get to work. You're going to unscrew everything. You're going to unscrew everything and you're going to get that damn thing out of there. There are also screws, 2 screws to that safety valve that are screwed down. Okay, because the safety valve is at the bottom. They are screwed through the body of that safety valve, right? So going back to what I was saying, working on the equipment, doing refrigeration, doing hot side work, it is the exact same as a residential. There is no difference. There is no difference. Let me see if I can find a picture. This is going to be pretty bad. There is no difference. and this isn't it. This is really old school. So you can see where there are screws and things like that. There's screws that go through the body that doesn't. But they keep these things in place so that you don't move. You're not going to damage anything as you try to ignite them. Right. They are flared. The reason, all right. So what Jacob is asking me about the flared ends, right? So there are no common sizes. It is all depending on what the manufacturer is deciding to use. Vulcan is American. Vulcan is Hobart. When you start talking about standard sizes, and matter of fact, let me get it for you. When you start talking about standard sizes, you're talking about European stuff. Hold on 1 second. Let me play this for you real quick, and I'll be back with my show.
Manny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone!
All right. And I do mean everyone. Bring me all your damn questions. So, you had a question about, let's see here. Let's go with a bigger picture. And let's take that off the screen. You had a question about the tubing. You mean this tubing? Now, I understand you have a question about what size tubing, but why do you have a question about what size tubing? You're not going to replace the tubing. It's flared. It's a compression fitting. You can use it over and over and over again. You're going to use, this is it. This is the aluminum tubing, right? It's not flared. I'd have to flare it. And it's going to be used. Hey, what's happening? It's going to be used. This is used on the ranges, and this is going to be used on the deep fryers. So I have this, so I can actually make a freaking range. You can make a range, an American style range. You can make it with enough sheet metal and black gas pipe. You can make a range. Seriously, it's really not a big deal. You can make one. There's no safety on the commercial side. There's no insulation, and there's no regulatory. You have to have it where it can't radiate heat beyond a certain point of the machine. No, commercial doesn't have that kind of thing. So let me show you what this size is. So anyway, so you're not going to have. You're not going to be able to see it. Oh, let's see what we got here. This is 1/4-inch aluminum tubing. That's all this is. It's 1/4-inch. Oh, the family's here. So that's 1/4-inch aluminum tubing. That tubing that is on your, let's go back here. That tubing that's on this range, and let me show everybody what this range looks like. Let's go into it. Vulcan range, 72-inch range. This is, let's see if everybody, this is what Jacob is talking about. This is what he's talking about right here. So 72-inch, not that one. Not that one either. That's a 60 RS. It's actually none of these. So this is what he's talking about, a range pretty much like this. Not exactly this one. There we go. You're talking about a range. That's a 60. But this is, we'll just go with this. Forget it. No need of messing around. So he's talking about a range like this. You're going to want to take off all the knobs. You're going to take off the knobs. Right. All right. So 1/4-inch on one side, 3/8 on the other. You got the part. No, I completely understand. There is no variation, right? There's no difference, and it doesn't, Jacob. It doesn't really matter. So you're gonna take one wrench, hold on to the body, and then you're gonna take the other wrench, and then you're going to twist off that compression fitting. Your copper tubing is going to, I mean, your aluminum tubing is going to be just fine. You're going to take it off, and then you're going to reinstall it on the new one. That's it. That's all. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. You're the amount of time you're spending even thinking about this stuff, you would be done with it. All right. When did the light come on? All right. When you realize you could do this for yourself. I've always done it for myself. That's why I said I did this when I've been doing this since I was 15. Been doing this since I was 15. So put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story. If you guys want to hear how I got started. Oh, stop it. So put a 1 in the chat. If I get enough ones, then I'll do it. If not, I'll just move on. Commercial appliances are not beholden to those government imposed energy standards. Not so. Not really so. Electricity usage, right? They really don't care much about the electric usage, but they do with the water, especially California. Yeah, you're right. They don't really care about the gas. They don't care about the gas, and they don't care about that other stuff. All right, fine. We'll do story hour. We'll do story hour, and then we'll get back to it. Let me zoom in on this so you guys could look. So anyway, bam. Oh, there you go. You can see the screws. All right. So back in the early 90s, actually before that, my father worked for Albertsons. Well, it was a different company before then, but my father worked for Jewel Food Stores, and he was a district manager. So 15, 16 stores, maybe more. He was in charge of contracting the technician to fix the refrigeration cases. See, so you take off the screws here, you take off the knobs, take off those screws, and that will come off, but you're going down to the bottom. The bottom flips where the safety valve, oh, damn, there's a safety valve right there. So you're going to take the knob off, and then actually this is just going to hinge over. This is just going to swing open. And you just undo the compression fitting here, undo the compression fitting there, take the freaking screws out, the 2 screws, and you're rocking and rolling. It's actually easier on the 72 than the other ones. The other ones, the Vulcan is down, the valve is down at the bottom. So you don't even have to really get that far down. So yes, Hoshizaki has the you're going to see 5 Hoshizaki fridges in a Chipotle. So my father was in charge of that, of contracting the refrigeration tech every time a case went down in the grocery stores. And my father liked this one Polish guy, and they got to be really close friends. Right. And they got to be really close friends. And near the end of this guy's career, as he got older, he said, hey, look, I take these old appliances, I fix them up, as you guys like to say, flipping, right? All right, whatever. So y'all, he was flipping, right? That's those Cabrini. Whatever, man. So the old guy was flipping appliances. And in Chicago is highly segregated. So this guy Joe would get calls from people. He would tell the people that he lived in a very, let's say, sundown town type of area. And once they found out where it was, they're like, oh, man, we're not going over there to you. I'm not, they ain't going to Mississippi burn me. So he was like, man, the guy Joe was like, man, I'm missing all this money. And the guy was like, he's like, hey, Mike, you're a black guy. Why don't you sell these things? You're in a black area. People will come to you, but they won't come to me. They're too afraid to come where I am. He was out like not Lombard. It was not Berwyn either, but he was actually, he was around the corner. And this is how I got to know TJ Coker and Partstown. He was around the corner from TJ Coker in that same town. The guy lived like 5 minutes from Coker. and he lived about 5 minutes from Sunburg in that area. So it was Coker on North Avenue, the Old Man, Parkstown, and Sunburg, all within like a 15-minute ride. When I turned 16, I used to load up the pickup truck with all these appliances and bring it to our store. We had a store, and my sister and I, we would clean up the units and I would fix the units. What the old man Joe used to do, he would let me pick out the units. I'd go walking through his warehouse. I say, okay, I want this one, I want that one, I want this one, I want that one. And inside the fridge or inside the oven would be a gas valve. Inside the fridge would be a heating. No, they didn't even have heating elements. It'd be a timer and that type of thing. And so I would load those up. He had a helper. He was Polish. He didn't speak any English. Yusuf used to help me load up the truck, and I'd bring it back to the store. And my father would go out and do the service calls, and then I would do the work at the shop. So my father would, and he was actually still working for Jewel at the time. So I would come into the shop, open up, clean up the units, fix the units, whether they were washer machines, dryers, ovens, refrigerators, that type of thing. And then when my father would get off of work, he would come to the store, and then he would go out, and I would stay there and entertain the customers, do sales and that type of thing. And so we just progressed from there for many years. And then we eventually branched out into selling new. We sold new. Now, my father had sold so many appliances, like before we got the store, my father sold so many appliances, he actually bought a 6-unit commercial storefront on a main street. And so that's how we had did the store. We used to sell the appliances in the garage out of the garage. But I didn't actually start to help my father until 1992. Till 1992. And then that's when I started helping the old man. I didn't drive until 93, I think. I didn't turn 16 till 93. And then because I graduated high school in 94. So that is my origin story. That's how I started. So how I got the courage, I didn't have the courage. I had an opportunity, and I told my father, hey, look, we can sell them. I can help you. And then what eventually ended up happening to my father is he got hurt at work. He'll get a kick out of this. He got hurt at work. Yeah, it took some time. My father got hurt at work, and he was still trying to work at the shop. And I told my father, I said, hey, look, man, let me move the units around. And so my father's still bullheaded. He was actually moving appliances outside the store. The investigator took pictures of him, and they let him go. They let him go. And we were 100% all in from then on. We were 100% all in. And that was like back in the 90s. That was back in the 90s. So what kind of happened for me was something that was something that only happened back in those times. And like Mike Sneed, something can happen. Mike Sneed is in a very unique area, a very unique position. So with those kind of situations, it was different. It was different. So I have my obligation to bring you all along. White, black, brown, purple, yellow, green, whatever. I'll bring you all along. I'll get you where you need to be. I've been in the business a long time. The business has taken care of me. It's fed me. I went to private schools. I went to the private universities and all that stuff. And, just like Mike Sneed said, that's what took care of me when I was a kid. Of course, Jewel paid for all that other stuff until I was, older, but that's my story. So, all right, let's see what we got. Yeah, it took some time, man. It took some time. So back to his thing about the oven. Yeah, your gas valves are on the sides here because all the commercial unit is it's 2 30 inches put together. 2 30 inches with this space in between the two. So 60, yeah, and then so another, you know, yeah, 10 inches, so 5.5, and then they give you or 5 and 6, or so another six, so they give you your 72. So there's the knob for the thermostat for the oven, and here is your valve to light the pilot. This is the easier one than the one at the bottom. So you have a lot less to take care of. This just hinges over and you're done. You're in and out. You got a good one. You got a good one. Those are nice ones to have. Those are nice ones to have. Back to the story at hand. Like I said, I wanted to give you guys some, damn it, stuff from laundry. This is from this month. Before I jump into this one, man, I did a video the other day with the training classes for laundry, and the damn video that I had, the mic wasn't attached to the video. So that's why you had that without sound. And I was working till 2 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't have time to redo it. And the Speed Queen classes were this morning, and they're also going to be tomorrow morning. They're also going to be tomorrow morning. Yes. So just like I had my sister, and now I know, Mel, you think I'm talking about you, but no, I'm actually talking about my sister. My sister called me up the other day, said, "Yeah, I was walking through Aldi's and I was looking at the refrigerator. They were looking at me like I was crazy." And I said, "Yeah, everybody's looking at these commercial, at these grocery store units now, and it is just the way it is, and people are just calling me saying the same thing." Now, back to grocery stores. I'm going to cite my source. This is from, let me see if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. All right, let me make this bigger. Let's make this much bigger. Because it's not about me. It is about you guys getting the information. Damn, that's still a bad picture. My source is Progressive Grocer. This is from this month's magazine. And you will notice when you go into pet shops, when you go into grocery stores, not all these, but other grocery stores, Publix, HEB, Myers, that type of thing. Oh, this is as big as I can get it, you guys. What you are looking at in here is a merchandising display. You are looking at a merchandising display, an end cap. All right. So I told you some of my backstory. I have history with grocery. My father was in grocery, and I was actually in grocery too. They were doing some illegal child labor stuff. Let's see here. Damn it. Oh, this is bad. So this is and you guys have mentioned it before. That's an AMT. That's an AMT refrigerator that you're looking at. This refrigerator, so we'll go into this. Yeah, it was deja vu. You guys said the same thing. So this refrigerator is put in this grocery store by 80 Acres Farm. 80 Acres Farm is doing this just like the vending machine. They're doing these not Chipotle. They're doing these Salada salad and go take home salad type deals. Just like the vending machine that I was showing you guys that are everywhere. They're in the hotels, the hospitals, and the community colleges. They're putting 2 of these in particular in stores. So I had it up where, and I'm gonna get you there. Just stay with me now. Stay with me. They have these merchandise units. These merchandise units do not belong to that grocery store. I know I've told you guys before, hey, look, the refrigeration unit belongs to that grocery store. Well, guess what? This unit does not. This unit belongs to 80 Acres Farm. They have, man, I had the article too. I'm sorry, guys. It's in here. Let me shrink it down. It's in here because I want to say it's a number somewhere like it's in the hundreds. I want to say they have these units up. Someone has to provide service for it. I'm going to try to go ahead and get a hold of them. You can contact them as well. Someone has to do the service on all of these units. And you're going to see not just for 80 Acres Farm with their AMTs, you're going to see True in Petco. You'll see a lot of these things. I'm trying to make sure I got the name right. It's the German one. I think it's AHT. Yes, it is AHT. So I'm sorry. It is AHT. That what you're looking at is an AHT. Let me get back to it. Hold on one second. What you're looking at in the distance, this is an AHT. Open air merchandising unit using 448A at a Jungle Gyms in Fairfield, Ohio. These units are rolled out nationwide. So they are at a grocery store near you. They're going to need service. You're going to need to contact not AHT. You're going to need to contact 80. You're going to need to contact, let me go to a merchandise. And I know you guys have seen these AHT open freezer and chiller units with that take-home meal deal. So there's a lot of opportunities with that. Now, I do not believe that AHT, right, which is owned by Dakin, I do not believe that they are, because they don't have any people. I don't believe they have any agreements just yet. I don't know what they're doing with these units when they fail. I guess they just swap them out. See, they're using R290, CO2. Oh, that was refrigerated shelves. And I've shown you AHT before. We've had people in the chat. I think it was Frank. I think Frank brought up AHT. So the parts are available here. The parts are available. You can get the parts. There's a merchandiser in the back. This is a business opportunity. People on those lists that I've shown you, they do not have the time to get to these. All 80 Acres has is they have people that are making the salads. They have people that are in charge of growing, because they're actually like doing some kind of hydroponic, and they're actually growing the vegetation. So, but they don't have any in-house maintenance to take care of these units. And these units are rolled out nationwide. As you guys are perusing these different grocery stores, so what do they say? Trusted by more than 300 grocery retailers, 18 countries. They have rolled these things out. This is an opportunity that you do not need to overlook. This is a chance to grow your business. This is a chance to get in your experience on the commercial side. And this can lead to a lot of other in-cap units. These people are using these units to display their goods. And I had a number. I want to say it's something like 500 units are out here nationwide. And so if you can imagine, there are over these hundreds of units. All right. So this right here, it says this one is trying to roll out, at Albertsons, which is Jewel. in Chicago, that's Jewel. 2,200 stores. So I missed. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm sorry. You guys can't see it. Hold on a second. Let me go back to it. I hate when I do that to you guys. Here it is. I'm sorry. So here's the article. Here it is right there. They are rolling out. This is the same one. Special report, the Green Grocer. That's what this 80 acres is. They're rolling out with just Albertsons alone, 2,200 units. 2,000. Albertsons is not responsible for taking care of these units. These units belong to 80 Grocer. Green Grocers are expanding access to fresh foods. Jungle Jim, Kroger, right? That's Ohio. Whole Foods, Fresh Marts. So 80 acres is the name of this operation, right? They got 5 growing farms in just Ohio alone. Then they're doing another one for Kentucky. So this is not something that is a flash in the pan. This is not just something that is going away. And let me give you the link. We'll do this. Do not hesitate to ask me questions, people. If you want to follow along with my story in the, well, whatever the hell it is. All right, there's the link. You can now go to it. You can start to research it. I am going to also give you the link to the 80 farm, whatever the hell this is. I'm going to give you everybody involved. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for your donations. That is very humbling. I do appreciate it. As you see, I went and paid for the subscription now and everything. This is the manufacturer, at least for the one that was in the magazine. So you can look up more on I keep saying AHT, AM. Oh God, it's a German. It's a Germans. It is a German AHT, even though it's owned by the Asians. It's a German brand, right? And let me give you the 80. Let me go back to it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm cycling through here. Here we go. So now, even if you guys wanted to go somewhere else, you can. I'm not holding you hostage on my channel. So now you have a link to the story. You have a link to one of the confirmed manufacturers. Shit, I got the blue screen. One of the confirmed manufacturers that 80 Acres Farm is using. And then you have the actual link to 80 Acres Farm themselves with their contact information. All right. I went and I looked into it. They are not hiring anyone for that. They're busy trying to hire people to maintain the farm equipment. That was the only maintenance staff that I saw. Right. They do not. Wow. You guys really did leave the chat. You guys really did leave the chat. So, 2,000 locations, 2,000. And that's just with Kroger alone. Yeah, Cincinnati Kroger, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I went and looked at the link, made sure it worked and came back. You want to get a hold of this. If you can imagine, just keep in mind, they are, and I read this in the article. I don't actually have it, but you now have the article. Two of these refrigerators are going to be in every location. It didn't say where, but 2 refrigerators in every location. 2 refrigerators that need condensers cleaned. 2 refrigerators that need the LED lighting taken care of. 2 refrigerators where on the commercial side, customers will walk by and throw their trash into the refrigerator. Customers will come by and stick their gum into the refrigerator. I just saw that. Yes, no, I saw that today. Saw that today. A customer put their gum in the drip tray of a beverage unit. Why you would do that, I have no idea. Some people are just animals. But the marketing people are busy doing their thing and filling out graphs and charts and making sure there's enough product in these. You have the opportunity to make money off of these. So if you have 3 or 4 grocery stores, so 4 times 2. So if there's 4 of these grocery stores that have this in there, it's 4 times 2 that you would need to clean the condenser coils on, that you would need to fix the LED lighting on, that you would need to fix broken shelving. This is an air curtain system. And so guys that follow me in this that are on the grocery store side of things, they know that the air curtain at the top gets mold that develops, and that mold has to be cleaned. So you would need to take out the top cone, so it looks like a honeycomb design, and you would need to take that out, and you would need to wash it and make sure it's sterilized, because it's always damp. It's always damp, moist, and it's actually dark because it's before it doesn't get light in it, and so that it is constantly blowing a curtain of air to separate the air from the grocery store, the environmental air, from the actual uh, products in there. So it's pulling a proper, it's operating off of a proper load. So something to think about. So if there are 10 of these, so that's 10 times 2 that you would have to take care of in your area. You would apply this to the same things in, like I said, in PetSmart, Petco, if it's still around. They have those fresh, not preservative laden dog food, pet food that has to be refrigerated. Those are, for the most part, those are going to be in True refrigerators. True does not have service providers. That would be you. You would then contact whatever that company is. I haven't been in one of those stores for a while, but you would contact whoever that is, and then you would offer your services to clean the condenser coils, to make sure the fans are working. I just did a True unit in a Lowe's owned by Pepsi. So it was still under warranty. No one was taking care of it. It was my local Lowe's. So I called up True. True told me to just go ahead and do it. And True said they would pay for it. Now, that's something that if I were in the market for, I would make the arrangements with Pepsi to go ahead and take care of all those units at the different Lowe's, because that is something that they're not doing. That is something that they're too busy to do. So that was just one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. That is, you have the contact information. Well, source. You have the source information. You see the article. It is something that is rolling out, if not already out, in your area. You just have to look. But all you have to do is call these people. All you have to do is call them. This is the product. This is what they're selling. 0 pesticide, all that kind of stuff. Since you guys are already roaming through the grocery stores, roam through one that you normally don't go to. Of course, they're putting them in the more expensive grocery stores. Now, back to, let's see here. Back to other issues in the chat. I'm going through all my things. So you guys are quite quiet. How many people signed up or even went and selected a demo on the igniters, on the igniter labs? How many of you went and checked that out? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys check that out. Because I had no idea you guys were so interested in that. I can give you more. I can go over more of those. I can go over any of the particular ones. And then I can also show you where they are outside of Igniter Labs. So if you wanted to see some of the FryMaster training, if you wanted to see some of the, and these were all created by Igniter. If you wanted to see the Manitowoc stuff, so you don't need to pay for that Manitowoc package. I think it's like $400 something. You don't need that. Matter of fact, let me show you. Oh, let me go to FryMaster. We will go to FryMaster. We don't want to go to the class. That's for McDonald's. That's the YouTube. Let's see what the, oh, that's the classroom. Here we go. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on 1 second. You guys didn't see it. All right. Yeah, we know you went and checked it out. We know you went and checked it out. I have more of that since you guys were so excited about it. Here's the classroom. Oh, I'm going to give you the link. And I've given you all this link before. The information I'm going to be giving out to my top supporters, it is the same information that's on this USB. This is the well-built, the FryMaster stuff. This is FryMaster. This is Lincoln Ovens, FryMaster, Lincoln Ovens, FryMaster, Miraco, and Mary Chef. So in the chat, there you go. That's the link to the FryMaster training classes. Let's see here. We will go to, hopefully this will open for me. There we go. There we go. Bam. This is what you guys want. This is what you got. Talk to him. Talk to him. I told you, give Mike a call over there. Like I said, just go ahead and ask him for a demo. Ask him for a demo. Ask him for a demo. So here we go. Oh, that's the quiz. I don't want the damn quiz. Here's a module. Oh, let's see here. Oh, hey, Mel, here you go. This is a good one. Here we go. So this is FryMaster. This is available to you. This is outside of Igniter Labs. You can pay for this with Igniter Labs, but this is outside of it. I know how you guys go all goo goo gaga over this. This is telling you everything. Let me zoom in some more so you guys can see. It's telling you about parts, all kind of issues. Yeah, I got the audio up. The different models of the units, how to unclog the pump, blah, blah, blah. All of that good stuff.
FryMaster's LOV fryers with M3000 controllers, Filter Quick models with 3000 series controllers, and Filter Quick fryers with FQ 4000 controllers all have retrievable data that show how frequently the fryer was filtered and if requested automatic filter cycles were bypassed. They also record error logs. Gathering this data is important in pursuing the root cause of recurring filter issues in a restaurant. Failure to filter regularly and bypassing filter prompts leads to clogged filter pans, clogged inline filters, and needless service calls. On all filter-related calls on these fryers, use these steps to gather the filter statistics. FryMaster has downloadable forms with instructions for the...
There you go. Let me go to another one. There are your error codes. There are your stat. I'm going to show you all that good stuff. Here you go. It is right here on the side. And I also have some of these too. What the? Uh-oh. It's glitching. Oh, you guys don't see that. Good. So here's the checklist. Blah, blah, blah. Making sure you guys are seeing this. It's going to load up. It's taking a little while. There it is. Loading up. McDonald's. So this is McDonald's. Man, you guys are coming in and out like crazy. So this is McDonald's. This is all the training. This is all the training that you need to work on a McDonald's deep fryer bank. And it's called a bank. There are about 3 or 4 fryers together. That is called a bank. And they're using the same filter. They're using the same pump to filter the oil. And then that pump usually gets stuck with some French fries in it. And then you usually have to come in there and then clear it out. Or you're going to have to go in, or like this one right here. This is a good one. This happens more than you would believe. This one right here. Right? So I do this at a sandwich shop that has just a 2-bank FryMaster. It's matter of fact, it's that picture, the little logo that I have. These little small O-rings are the difference between oil getting pumped out of the machine, well, coming back into the machine, and no oil at all. This little thing right there will trigger a service call. They will call you panicking, freaking out because the oil drains out of the machine. Let me see if I can get the video going. The oil drains out of the machine down into the pan at the bottom. And then this O-ring, this ring right here, creates a seal so that it can siphon the oil back up. And
remove the pan and remove the components. Empty the crumb tray into a fireproof container. Wipe down the other components.
Fair use.
Clear debris
and so it doesn't. Oh, let me make sure you guys are watching this. Let me make sure you guys are seeing that. Yeah, so there will be no oil in the fryer. They won't have any oil. So the oil will pump out because it's gravity. It comes down just by use of gravity. And the oil won't go back up.
Remove the pan and remove the components.
So they'll freak out.
Empty the crumb tray into a fireproof container. Wipe down the other components. Clear debris and oil from the pan. Reassemble the pan. The Centigrid screen goes in first. Place the hold-down ring on filter paper and lift the two into the pan. Ensure the filter paper rides up on the wall of the filter pan. Add filter powder to the pan. Return the clean crumb tray to the filter pan. Return the pan to the fryer.
And that's it. And this too will trigger a service call because they didn't put the filter paper in there, and it'll suck up all kind of garbage and trash and stuff like this. This is the inside of the pump. So this is the pump, and it's lubricated by the oil. And as you see here, yeah, this is the pump with debris in the gears. So as you see here, that's a small gasket, that brown that you see. That's a very thin, small gasket. But there'll be pieces of French fry that get stuck in there, and it will stop the gears from turning. Stops the gears from turning, and they have no oil.
Filter pumps are often unnecessarily replaced, and often with a functioning motor. The problem is usually debris in the pump.
Yep.
Remove the pump and clear the debris on calls reporting a failed pump. The pump is accessible at the back of the fryer. Remove the back panels. The pump visible here is held to the motor with 4 bolts. 2. Go through a shipping brace, which can be removed and discarded. Remove the bolts holding the brace to the fryer cabinet. Remove the bolts holding the brace to the pump. Remove the flex lines attaching the pump assembly to the manifold. Remove the other bolts attaching the pump to the motor. Remove the valve actuator if necessary.
Okay, here is, yeah. All right, let's see what Mel got to say. The O-ring caused an issue, and not just in refrigerator water dispenser. Yeah. So it is, this is the pump. And this isn't the whole entire pump. This is only half of it. There's another part that's on here. So you see that number, right? $896. So you can make a couple bucks off of changing the pump. So it's not an inexpensive thing. And then there's the pump head that's also there. Let me show you that. Here is the pump kit. This is a cheaper one. This is all points, by the way. So this attaches to the front. And see, there's the gasket for it. If the gasket is not on, it will leak oil. You have oil everywhere. It's just one of those things. So 800 plus for the pump, then another 400 for the pump kit. So all of that is part of that unit. But anyway, this is the training for Frymaster. This is completely free. There is there's no charge at all. Right.
Of the pump, which rotates the gears inside. More debris may be pushed out. Turn the tang by hand to ensure the gears move freely. Reposition the pump.
Fair use.
Tighten the bolts holding the pump to the motor in an alternating pattern. Reattach the flex line attaching the pump to the manifold.
Once again, all of the fryers use this one pump. So when the one pump is seized up,
position the nipple to connect the flex line to the filter pan. Return the filter pan flex line to the nipple. Return the valve actuator. Ensure the filter pan is clean and reposition it in the fryer. On automatic filtering fryers, it will be necessary to run the filter with the controller, or in this case, the manual interface board, or MIB. Remove the cover over the MIB. It's held at the bottom with a torque screw. Here's an annotated view of the MIB.
Not hard.
Bottom left is pressed for manual operation. Top left, under the display, is pressed to choose the vat to be drained. Top right is pressed to drain oil into the pan. Bottom right is pressed to open and close return valves. Press and hold bottom right to run filter with drain open or refill vat with drain closed.
Fair use. These videos are used for educational purposes. All right. So, did you guys want any more with this? Did you guys have any questions on any of this? Anything in particular you would like for me to show you next? Because other than that, I am going to start to, I'll show you a few more things, but I'm going to start to wind this down. So just let me know. Once again, I did have, if you look at that, oh, you can't look at the video. I took it down. There are classes coming up in your area for the laundry. If you're into laundry, please please let me know on Instagram. Let me know, and I will do my best to show you what is out in your area. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll resume. So once again, this is, you don't have to pay for this through Igniter Labs. You can exhaust all of these other training modules. Then you can go ahead and take some of the ones that are exclusive, because they do have some other units that are exclusive. I can't get them. There's no way I can. I don't have any other.
The millivolt circuit begins with a
other
manual
than
act.
other than using
Pressing and holding the pilot
Igniter
knob holds
Labs.
the pilot valve open and allows the pilot to be lit. The lit pilot generates electricity in the thermopile, and it flows to components in the fryer. When the pilot valve coil has sufficient current, it holds the pilot valve open. Turning the valve knob to on positions the circuitry in the valve to react to current held at the thermostat. When the thermostat is turned on, contacts close and electrical energy in the circuit, voltage not used to hold the pilot valve open, flows to the main valve and it opens. Gas flows to the burner and the oil-filled fry pot is heated. Millivolt fryers are often used in open-air fairs and food trucks, areas where circumstance and exposure contribute to corrosion on connections and in the wires. Both rob voltage from the circuit. Wire nuts or taped splices and damaged wires also contribute resistance, which robs voltage. The fixed amount of voltage, which begins at the thermopile, is consumed at the pilot and main valve coils, and to a lesser degree by the high limit and the thermostat. If the total voltage in the circuit gets much below half the spec output of the thermopile, the pilot valve coil drops out. The pilot is extinguished and the fryer doesn't work. The flaw is not always a component.
Fair use. Fair use. This video is used for educational purposes. So once again,
lighting the fryer.
Okay, how to light it. Let me
open
give
the
you
access port to the pilot. Insert a match or lighter. Turn the gas valve knob to pilot and press in. When the pilot lights, air in the gas lines could delay the ignition. Continue to hold for 60 seconds. Turn the gas valve knob to on. Turn the thermostat to the desired temperature.
I don't know if that
The burner ignites. Oil rises in the fry pot as it heats.
All right. So there are more of these videos. I don't need to give you a blow by blow, but there's tons of these. Tons of these. Miracle, you got Mary Chef, you got a ton of them. You got a ton of them. So they explain everything, the thermopiles, how many millivolts they generate, the whole nine, how they work. There's your thermopile, all the components, everything you would ever have a question about, it is there. It is required that you take, there we go, that you take these classes first. You take these classes, then you take the test. The test goes to a woman at Fry Master. She then will have you marked down to take the in-person class. The in-person class is only accessible to you once you have taken all of these modules. Then you could go to the one that is, they got one in Vegas coming up next month. They got one in Dallas this month, I do believe. So this is what that is all about. When I'm talking about the Fry Master classes, after you take these modules, then you can go to the in-person class. It is an area where you could sit there. They're gonna tell you, the head technician is going to tell you the best ways to service these units, how to get parts that are no longer available, what you could sub over to. But everything is here. Just like I had questions earlier. Hey, what size is this? What size is that? All of these things are here and available. It is not hidden. Taylor doesn't give you anything, and there might be one or two others, but 98% of the industry is telling you every single piece, every single thing. The reason why they do that, they sell millions of their products to companies that have in-house technicians. So they're set up to train, just to give these in-house technicians every single bit of information that they could possibly want, especially if they have an in-house training department. They will do a train the trainer, which is a lot of stuff that I attend. And then they expect you to go out and to train the masses. They expect you to go out and train your people. So if you're a Marriott or something like that, they expect Marriott is going to have a trainer go around from city to city, state to state, and train people in those different places. So they go over all the different components. This fin wall thermostat. Oh, God, that thermostat. Oh, that one is a pain. Anyway, see you guys are being extraordinarily chatty this evening. Don't be afraid. And I want to touch on this one last thing before I end this stream. When you're making the arrangements with these manufacturers, when you're going over labor rates, when you're going over territories, you do it with the contract. So go over the contract line by line with whoever you're in contact with at the factory, whoever sent it to you, and you go, hey, look, what is the rate of pay for my market? Once you get this verbal agreement, you then write it down on the freaking contract. When they say, hey, how much per hour? How much for your mileage? That is supposed to already have been worked out over the phone. You're going to work that out, because if you're in Miami, that pricing is different than if you're in Maryland. And if you're in Houston, that pricing is different than if you're in Vermont. The factory already has these things. This isn't something new to them. I mean, there's somebody like this, that is going to be new to them. But for everybody else, they're already paying somebody in that market. And they're going to say, hey, look, we would like to pay X. You can agree to it or not. You can haggle with the numbers. Once you come to an agreement, you write it down, you sign the paperwork, you send them your insurance, you send them everything they're looking for. You make sure that they have it. You fill out the paperwork, send it over. Hey, Mary, do you have the contract that I emailed to you yesterday? When they say yes, then you're good. You wait a little while, you wait a couple days, and you call back. Hey, Mary, am I in the system? Because that is what you're waiting for, to be in the system. Because until you're in the system, you're going to get zero. You're going to get zero work. And if you don't call them and follow up, your paperwork is just going to sit there and languish. It's just going to sit there. So it seems as if you're harassing them, but it's not. Make this quick. Make it rapid. Make it as soon as they send you that paperwork, you emailed you. No. As soon as they email it to you, you call them. Hey, I got your email. All right, fine. I printed out the forms. Hey, about the mileage, is this amount okay? Hey, about the labor, about that, about it. Okay. Hey, do you have a minute? I'm gonna scan this and send this on over to you. They more than likely going to say yes. You send it on over to them. You make sure that they have it. Then you give them a day or two, and then you make sure that they put you in the system. If they do not put you in the system, it's all for nothing. It does not make any sense to fill out this paperwork and say, yeah, I want $300 an hour. That paperwork is going nowhere. work with the company and not on your own agenda. You're gonna work together. Talk to them, find out what it is. If you do not come to an agreement, do not fill out the paperwork and send it on over. Right? So with that, I'm gonna end this chat. Please go over these things. Whatever questions you have for me, I'm gonna try to bring it up on the next one. All these questions that you guys have, it's very important that I bring it up on the chat because it's helping everyone else. It does no good for me just to give it to one person because then I have to give it 500 times. Believe it or not, some of these videos get a large number of views. And for that, I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for all of you, and I'm thankful for all your contribution to the channel. And I want you all to have a good night. Once again, let's see here. Thank you all. Have a good evening, and thank you for coming to the channel.